Carolina Insider is presented by Wells Fargo, official sponsor of Carolina Athletics.
Thanks for being here on the Carolina Insider. Let's get to our interview this week, and had a great time talking to Seth Trimble, Carolina's sophomore sixth man. Really provides a spark coming off that Tar Heel bench. So good defensively and really well-rounded game, a game that's continuing to grow in his second year in Chapel Hill. Adam Lucas and I had a chance to catch up with Seth Trimble. Let's take a listen.
Okay, we all saw Seth Trimble last year on the court, and we knew, obviously, a couple of things. Great defender, ton of athleticism, but there's been a very clear step forward this year for you. There's going to be some natural maturation, I understand that, but what has allowed you in your mind to take these steps forward, earn more playing time, and be such an impactful player?
I think 90% of it, I've said this in a few interviews, but at least 90% has all been mental. It's just been, the mental game. I really took some time this summer, read some books, watch my videos, whatever I need to do, but to work on my mental, and, it really paid off. I think this, same offensive and, the same set that you see this year was here last year, but there was just, something blocking that set from being a set that I am now. So, I was in the gym all summer, don't get me wrong, so I definitely put the work in, but working on my mental was, the best thing I could have done for myself, and, it's paid off to some extent.
So do you mean, like, you kind of, are you meditating? Are you, what kind of stuff are...
Yep, so I do some meditation, but I'll, read some David Goggin books. I'm reading The Inner Game of Tennis right now. I read Kobe Bryant. He had this book. It's a really big book. I forgot what it was called, but I've had it for a long time, but I just read it this summer, just after the season. That really helped. But, also putting in the work. When you put in the work, you kind of have no choice. You see the shots going every day. You see, yourself get better and better every day. I feel like you have no choice but to believe in yourself,
We've seen you put in that work even throughout the course of the season. For example, at Florida State, didn't convert a couple shots you wanted to convert close to the basket. Very next practice, you're out there after practice with Jonas, and he's just wailing on you as you try to score, and it's sort of simulating in transition with some contact.
Right.
Why was it important to do that? And Jonas took some hits in that session.
Absolutely.
What happened?
That's just important to me because, first of all, when it comes to finishing, I think that's what I excel at the most. I think, I had the potential to be a really elite finisher. So when I see, myself go through, I went through a long drought of just missing bunnies, missing easy layups, and just not converting on stuff that I should have. And, I just knew I needed to work on it. So, I never take it personal. People say what they have to say. I never take it to heart, never cry about it. But, I'm always going to put in the work when I see work needs to be done.
So what happened to Jonas that afternoon?
So he got me with a few hits, right? And I was like, all right, let me prepare myself. So as I'm going up, I went up for a left-handed dunk off my right foot, and I kind of slapped his glasses off with my right hand. I got real scared after that because Jonas, you guys might not know Jonas, but Jonas is a big dude. He's our strength coach. So I got a little scared. I make sure I gave him a hug right away, apologized. But yeah.
So you said you try not to take it personal. How hard is that? I assume you're getting feedback from your coaches, and then you're probably getting feedback from other people that you trust, whether it's friends or family or whoever it might be. And then I'm guessing you also get plenty of feedback from people that you've never met before who feel like they need to tell you how to do things. Right. How do you try to not take any of that personally and filter in the feedback that matters?
I see it this way. Like, if you're not one of my coaches now, one of my trainers, or one of my former coaches who I really, really trust, I really do not care at all what you have to say about me, whether it's positive or the negative thoughts. I've always learned and just taught myself just to laugh it off. It's really all you can do. You can't control what people have to say, can't control what they post. It is what it is, but if you really don't care and focus on what you need to focus on, it doesn't affect you at all.
How do you talk about finishing? Okay, Adam and I have never had this problem. When you're way up in the air, how do you make the choice, I'm dunking it this time, or I'm going to lay it in this time? And do you sometimes get in the air and you're like, oh, which one should I do here?
Yeah, I think my problem is I kind of jump and then try and figure it out. So I think that's my problem, and that's maybe why, I was missing some bunnies, some layups, kind of in that little stretch I had throughout the season. But, MP would always talk to me. He just says, whenever I attack the basket, I just need to be decisive in what I want to do, whether it's going to go dunk it, kick out, or, just finish it. But I just need to have that thought in my head. So that's what I've been working on. But, yeah, I usually kind of just jump, figure it out in the air. But, yeah, I had to change that.
Adam, is that how you do it? You just jump and then I'll decide what I'm going to do once I'm up here.
It's nice to be able to have that much time after you jump. Many people do not, and I would put myself in that category. Why do you think, not just on the Tar Heels, but kind of basketball wide, why does everyone not defend the way Seth Trimble defends?
I just think it's a want. Like, it's something that you just got to be hungry for. You just have to want. Defense, I feel like half the battle on defense is mental, really. I mean, you just like, you got to be active. I mean, it's tiring. It's tiring. I get tired playing defense, but it's just something that, like, I really want because I know, I'm good at it, and I know it really helps this team. So, I mean, it's just not something that everybody has, but, I mean, I take after Kobe Bryant was an elite defender, take after him. My brother was an elite defender. And, I just take after the guys who are good at it.